Hey, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, your AP Sensei. And I'm back. I finally moved to my new digs. Hope you like them. Nice chill change of pace. I have basically am going through a new era, as they say. And right now, I'm back at my old stomping ground, San Antonio. I'm having moved away from my office in Garland near Dallas, Texas. And now this will be my base of operation, hopefully, from here on. So, what am I going to be doing with this new era? Well, it's remains to be seen. I like to be a little bit more positive. I like to be more encouraging. I like to impart some of my experiences and hopefully some wisdom to all you would be comic book readers who are just starting out. And hopefully, some all your old veterans out there who are trying to make it in this ever changing landscape that we call Earth. And hopefully, we'll be able to grow the comic book industry together, make it powerful again, make it more relevant than ever before. Change is kind of scary. I mean, when I was in the process of moving from my old house in Mesquite, Texas, to set back to San Antonio, where I grew up, um, so that I can take care of my elderly parent. I realized that it was going to be a real pain in the butt. I mean, no one likes to move. Once people like to settle down in a particular place. I mean, there are some people who are like wandering feet and like to go from place to place and have no problem with that. I'm sure those of you who are in the military can understand that situation. Um, but no one really likes to see change happen. Especially when people have it good, the last thing they want to see is want to experience is a lot of change. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works. We're constantly in a sea of change. And whether you adapt to that or accept it, will depend on whether you survive in the future, whether you can adapt. A lot of people talk about the theory of evolution, and it is a theory, where basically it's adapt or die, and if you are in the mindset that you cannot change, then be prepared for the consequences that occur. I like to think that what we do or what I do will remain constant forever. When you're in a comfortable spot, the last thing you want to do is move from that spot. But sometimes circumstances can come up where you're forced to move. You're forced to change. Yeah, I have to say there are certain things that are going to be happening in the next decade, that is going to see a huge seismic shift in the creative arts. AI is one of them. A lot of people are trying to protect their livelihood because of the so-called threat of AI. You know, Technological change is happening at a fantastic level, at a fantastic pace. And there's really not much we can do to stop it. The only way we can stop it is if we as a people decide to either destroy it, don't use it, or pass legislation that makes it illegal to do. But the march of progress is ever relenting. And you have to understand that if there is a market, if there is a demand for it, and if there's money to be made from it, it's going to get done. It's going to happen. It's going to be part of our everyday lives. Once that takes hold, and ordinary people will be able to use it in a constructive way, in which they can actually be able to create things from whole cloth with very little effort, they're going to take the path of least resistance. So you have to ask yourself as a creator, yes, it's a threat. I'm not going to sugarcoat it in one fashion. Yeah. If I, as a creator, could take advantage of being able to create something from my from my vision, from my head, into something into reality with very little cost and very little effort, I'm going to take advantage of that. You may hem and haw and say that's not true art, but I don't think most people care. They just want to be entertained. Do you think back in the days of the breads and circuses in Rome, did you think they cared about the people that were down there giving their lives for their entertainment? No, the vast majority didn't. They didn't give a rat's ass about where the entertainment came from, as long as they were entertained. Yeah, there's going to be people who are going to be resistance to that, and yeah, of course, that's the way it is with human nature. We are all snowflakes, as they say, and we are all individuals. We have our own thoughts and feelings, and we have our own, you know, leanings, political, religious, or otherwise, that sort of set our moral compass. I mean, if you don't have a belief system, then what do you have? You're just a bag of flesh with no empathy, no ability to be part of the social fabric. So what I'm saying is that you as an individual have to understand that there's going to be changes in the industry. Whether it's good or ill remains to be seen. There's going to be people out there who are going to make the changes. They're going to adapt. They're going to take advantage of whatever they can to make a living. And you have to ask yourself, are you going to be part of that? Or are you going to be resistant to that? If you're resistant to it and it's coming, then you may be flattened by that change. If you embrace it, then maybe it'll take you along for the ride. I don't know. It's hard to say what the future holds. Because if I could predict the future, I'd be buying lottery tickets. But you can, see for yourself what scenario will occur if this were to happen. Now, it's one thing to try to, push your agenda, push your belief system onto somebody else. Because you know what, no one really likes that. I mean, you've got a good idea, great. Try to convince people you have a good idea. The last bastion of trying to change people's minds is to insult them, is to disparage them, to call them names. How's that going to change their minds? In fact, if nothing else, that's only going to make them more resistant to any idea you may have. Which always, during this political season, always bemuses me how, people are trying to convince you to vote one way by calling you a name or telling you you're a bad person. It needs to be on the hill of ideas. Tell me, show me, convince me that your idea is better than the idea I have. If you can convince me your idea is better, then I'll listen to you. But the minute you call me a name or insult me, I turn you off. I don't listen to you anymore. To me, you're just spouting air. And words are cheap. The thing is that I think that we need, as a people, especially in the comics community, to turn down the rhetoric a bit. It's something that I think is very detrimental to the overall health and well-being of our industry. What good does it do to attack a fellow creator? What good does it do to disparage what they're doing? They're taking risks just like anybody else. Yeah, you can get clickbait, sure. You can take advantage of the drama, fine. I refuse to participate in that because I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's good. I want people to succeed. I want the comic industry to succeed. I want every single creator to be happy, financially successful, and hopefully entertain lots of people. It what is it good to try to attack a fellow creator, attack someone who's successful, who's making money, who's contributing to overall health and well-being of the comic industry? Let them do their thing. If you have a better idea, then show it you have a better idea. Don't try to tear somebody down to build yourself up. That's what I'm saying. Sure, you can listen to all these blowhards out there, in the comic book landscape, and listen because I get it. It's fun. It's like, ooh, yeah, all right. Suck it to them. But how does that really help you as an individual, to become more resonant to the surroundings that we are in, the situation we are? How does that help build up the comic book industry? How does that really move things forward? I'm going to do everything I can, especially through creative endeavors, through encouraging fellow creators, especially new and old, veterans and novice, to try to get together and try to build something positive and for the industry. People are dooming and glooming the demise of the comic industry. There used to be people like that during World War II. They were the naysayers. They were saying, oh, we've lost the war. With any setback, there was like, oh, we might as well surrender. No. We need to fight. Fight for the survival of the comic industry. Fight to get people out there to read more comics, to convince them that this is a valid entertainment, that is a great value, and we, can do it. I know we can. Anarch Press has been around nearly 40 years, and hopefully we'll be around for another 40 years. I may not live to see that. If I were to pass away, and Anarch Press is still going on strong, then fantastic. But I'll be dead. It won't make any difference. Once I'm dead, I would like to be able to pass away knowing that something that I created is going to last the ages. That people will have been entertained and have positive feelings about what they read through Anarch Press and through my own creations, and maybe through your creations. People who are creative are that for a reason. There's something in the mind of a creative person that needs to crawl out of our heads, and to show other people how creative we are. Because creation for creation's sake, is fine if that makes you happy. But if you want to use it to get some sort of financial or social benefit, then it's up to you to convince others that what you have is of value. And like I said, it's trying to adapt to the sea of change and take advantage of the tools that are available. So anyway, I didn't want to start the new era of the AP Sensei. Thank you to my fellow creator, Larry Higgins, who does the fantastic Niobe comics for Antarctic Press, who also has a new creation called Savage Sin, which I'm hopefully doing a crossover with Kendra, my own creation. He's the one who applied the AP Sensei, so I sort of like that. So sorry, Larry, but I'm still in it and applying it for myself. So hopefully this will be the start of, regular podcasts, or whatever you young people call it these days. And until next time, keep on creating comics. Be a positive force, for human society and for yourself. And until next time, this has been Dunn, signing off.